So there's a lot of drama going on, and then you have the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears are on the clock. The Bears aren't interesting. The situation is interesting. Are they going to take Caleb Williams? Are they going to stay with Justin Fields? We'll explore that coming up because it feels like there's a little more attached to Ryan Poles' words. He's the GM of the Bears. He didn't draft Justin Fields, and he spoke yesterday, and he had this to say about his quarterback.
We're open-minded as we walk into the combine. If it hits me that there's something, worth capitalizing on or jumping on, that's what we'll do. If something doesn't feel right and we need to gather more information, then we'll wait. But again, I'm always going to have in my mind to make sure we do right by Justin.
Okay, you're going to do right by Justin. No, you do right by the organization. That's what you this isn't one of those, man, this isn't good for the organization, but we want to be good to Justin Fields. It's a business. He understands that. Are you going to stay with him? Then you have to pay him, or do you start over and you take Caleb Williams? So there is intrigue here of what it does to the rest of the draft. So you might say, well, I don't care what the Bears do. Well, you might, because it might affect who's going to be available or not be available, just like last year. You might not have cared, but then all of a sudden Carolina is going to go up and get that. And then C.J. Stroud goes to Houston. They go to the playoffs. So there's a lot more attached to this, and we'll discuss that. If you're the Bears, what are you doing? I know you want to give the impression that, hey, we're open for business, but we want to do right by Justin Fields, but we may take Caleb Williams. We may take somebody else. This is what it comes down to for me. Does Caleb Williams want to play for the Bears if he's drafted? Now, he's from Washington, D.C. They have the number 2 pick in the draft. I would have to at least factor that in if I'm the Bears. Well, if you haven't met with him, he's not going to be at the combine to work out. Is he going to sit down with you? Is he going to tell you, hey, don't take me, I want to go to Washington? He hasn't said this publicly. Do you want to ask that question to Caleb Williams? Now, I would. He comes in, and I would say, hey, I'd bring in a jersey. I'd bring in his number 13 jersey and say, we're ready for you. Like, find out. You're already going to move on from Justin Fields. It certainly feels that way. That do you want to keep a guy you didn't draft and hasn't proven to be a franchise quarterback? I would rather make the mistake, if you want to call it that I take Caleb Williams, and maybe he's not as great as I think he's going to be, then Justin Fields goes to Atlanta and becomes an all-pro. Caleb Williams, I feel a lot more confident with him coming in his rookie deal than I do Justin Fields, and I got to pay him $25 million. Then I'm going to have to pay him $45 million. So you got to factor that in. How much do you really love Justin Fields? And if you're the Bears, why wouldn't you just say, we plan on having Justin Fields as our quarterback as of right now? Okay, so that means everybody who wants to go up and get the number 1 pick, now you're open for business. Now you can take in all these trade offers. Or if you say, hey, we're going to move on from Justin Fields. Hey, we're going to take a quarterback. We're going to start over. Then the bargaining begins for I don't know if there's any secrets here. I think it's basically, do you want Justin Fields? All right, what are you going to give us? Or you want to give us some outlandish package for the number 1 overall pick? Okay. Let's say the Raiders go crazy and go, we're going up to get Caleb Williams. Okay. And then we move down, and then maybe we even trade again. Maybe you keep Justin Fields for another year. Pay him $25 million. But if I'm the Bears, you either have to make that decision. It's Caleb Williams. We're not passing on a quarterback again. And we did last year. We're not going to do that this year. Or if you feel like Justin Fields is your guy, then everybody knows. Let's put together a trade proposal for the number 1 overall pick. But where he's talking about we have to do right by Justin Fields, no, you don't. Like, hey, we want to make sure that he finds a home here. Hey, we're going to pay his moving cost. They don't care, and you shouldn't care. It's business. He gave you 3 years. He didn't impress you enough that you're going to keep him. He's not a franchise quarterback in Chicago. Then he goes someplace else, and then all of a sudden you're on the clock and you take Caleb Williams. Or you at least entertain offers here. Yeah, Paul.
Ryan Poles, the GM of the Bears, did a lot of interviews in Chicago yesterday, and a lot of the speculation changed from, is it Caleb Williams or Justin Fields, to could it be other? because he's so non-committal. Could the Bears trade down a couple times and go in a completely different direction where it's more about stockpiling draft picks and taking a different quarterback or signing a different quarterback?
Okay.
That was just very, I wonder if other is in play.
Okay. Seton brought this up earlier this morning. It feels like the Bears, it's paralysis by analysis. When you go to a restaurant where you can get a steak or a burger or ribs, or you could get pancakes at any hour of the day, and then you can't decide. You look at one of those menus and you go, I don't know. The Bears, it feels like they could be approaching that territory. They got the menu. There's so many things on the menu, and then do you screw it up? How do you screw it up? Can you screw this up? Yes, Eden.
Because I wonder, too, how much the Bears are looking at, well, maybe we trade the pick. Maybe we look at what quarterbacks are going to be available free agent-wise, or is there a trade there? Maybe we don't draft a quarterback and instead we get a, bargain on Russell Wilson or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if they like all three of the top three quarterbacks equally or similarly.
It's never
Then I would take none
one.
of them. I wouldn't get any of them then. If they're like, I don't know, they're all kind of the same. I wouldn't take any of them.
Yeah.
Golly.
But it's the Bears, so everything's on the menu.
They don't know their quarterback. They don't know where they're playing in a couple of years.
Yes. Other than that, congratulations. Good
Let's
luck.
just keep hitting the reset button, though.
Yeah. We're going to keep passing on quarterbacks here.
That's the only passing they do.
Yes. Nobody passes the way we do when it comes to quarterbacks.